Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host, Deanne Misha, and it's been a while since we had a Frozen Sick game due to a number of different circumstances. Most recently, a back injury sustained by myself, which prevented me from doing all games for the past week, including our much beloved Stratty Daddy Sundays. Apologies to everyone as a whole. Pulled my back and it fucked up everything. That's my bad. But we're experimenting today with about how long I can sit up before I want to kill myself. So we're going to go ahead and play some Dungeons and Dragons. Um, Last time we left off with our lovely crew from Frozen Sick. They had been on a boat sighting the land of the island that they were to be dropped off. And in the mysterious interim between that session and this session, what happened was the boat docked and the dwarf captain made them get the fuck off the boat. No questions and or ifs, ands, or buts because we're getting on the island now and not spending 7 more days on the boat. um, so yeah, the boat.
Oh, but my bag! I left my bag on the boat!
No. But yeah, so anyway, you all got onto the island and ow, my nose. And as you did so, dusk was falling, and you saw that the boat, although it remained docked, has definitely retracted its gangplank because it is fully done with your bullshit, and just kind of remains floating there while the captain and crew breathe a collective sigh of relief and finally have have some have some relief for the night. And as you look over the small island community, you notice that this is probably one of the only accessible beaches on the island. It is surrounded by high cliffs with steeply winding paths that lead to the upper tundra above. And this little settlement that's here seems to be comprised of just a couple of tents, some of which have a bunch of mining supplies and expeditionary equipment set up outside of them. You only see a few individuals here in the camp at this time, a few humans, dwarves, and you think you see a gnome or two dashing around here or there upon occasion, but there's only a handful of people in sight here inside the mining camp. What do you do? Oh, a Lomiak type things. Lomiak, still depressed about his murdered wifey and the consequently unnecessary bullying that followed, appears to be trying to draw a beautiful woman in the sand. It looks worse than the actual creature she had been.
They were trying to kill us anyway. What's your deal?
Also, the entire island is covered in snow. It is less snowy right here where you are in this nice protected depression betwixt the cliffs, but you really have to dig down to get under the snow to be able to get to sand. Havu says,
He looks lovely. So there's a way.
Havu has gained reputation faction. Alright, so what would you guys like to do?
Finton is very interested in these campsites ahead of him.
So yeah, there's only the one campsite, and it's like surrounded by tents.
Oh, okay. The two fire pits.
Okay, cool. Havu, what are you rolling perception for? What are we trying to percept?
Just to see who's here, what's this, who's that, what's going on. I want to know everything. I'm nosy.
Okay, well you see about
everything.
you see about 7 normal-sized tents and 1 very large tent. You see several stacks of supplies and things that are at various points around the camp, some of them next to specific tents, some of them looking like just communal supply piles. You see a set of tables with chairs that seem to be a communal eating area. You see a couple of people sitting next to the fire at each of the fire pits that seem to be either just warming themselves or having a drink after what was probably a long day of whatever it is people do here. Um, and you see the silhouettes of a couple of people in a few of the tents, kind of lit by whatever light source is on the interior, probably just like lounging around or talking or doing whatever it is that they are doing in their tents. Bow chicka wow wow. Lomiak says, "Come, Stephen, we get you by fire." As Lomiak goes to guide Stephen in that direction. And Stephen's like, "Alright, yeah, that sounds good." And he's already shivering, even though he's under like 50 tons of blankets. And so Lomiak walks into the camp, and a couple of the gentlemen sitting around the fire kind of look up, kind of eye Lomiak. Hi, baby.
Goodbye, Mommy.
Goodbye, baby. Love you too. And they eye Lomiak suspiciously, just because he's covered from head to toe in all of these weird robe things. And they kind of eye Steven suspiciously, covered head to toe in all of these blankets. And Vinton, what are you doing?
Trying to do what I said I'm unable to do and update my character sheet.
Okay.
See, this is why I don't try to do these things. I get hella distracted and
Well, I said
Yeah.
okay when you said you wouldn't be able to do that while we were doing it. I said it's fine.
And he got distracted.
Well, seeing everyone else went up to it, I was gonna try to like peek and see what's going on with these tents and whatnot.
Okay.
Let me roll. Oh yeah, I don't have to rely on D&D Beyond right now. Yay. Boom.
They are tents. You see that there's a couple that are lit from the inside with figures moving around in them. There aren't any signs outside of any of them to indicate exactly what each tent is for or who owns it. There's a couple of tents, about 7 small ones and one really big one.
Is this a person?
So yeah, that appears to be a human.
AFK, BRB.
Okay. He's just sitting there at the fire. He's got a bowl of something that he's sipping from.
And is this like a person that's like under Havu?
Yeah, speaking of, let's address that. Havu, did you just slither up directly next to a man?
I didn't realize that was a person, but yes, probably.
Okay, cool. So, to set the scene, Lomiak says, "Hello, fire people. Stephen has the cooties. Do not come near us." As Lomiak loops an arm around Stephen protectively. Cooties equal the best of ends. And then, as that happens, the gentleman right there, who is directly in front of you, Fenton, has his back to you, says, "Alright, then What the fuck?" As Havu says.
Yes, hello, fire people. We are here to visit some place that Cat can't find in her notes, but Havu remembers.
The place that you were told to visit was this place right here.
No, we were supposed to go visit some
A name. This place had a name.
a Orion relic place. Hold on. Where's my notes? Supposed to visit there's things. I'm looking at my notes. It's nice. Okay. Frigid Row, Ancient Malady, it's rare, artifacts from ancient civilization. Here might be... No, that's where we went there. And then we went, okay, here we go. No, come back in the morning. Gosh darn it. Okay, then we made some frog legs in a bathtub. We are looking for Aeorian ruins, I believe, is where Ergon found it.
There's
And also we're supposed to talk to Orvo with something who would know Ergon's directions.
there's there's probably a million ruins underneath the sands, so I'm not really sure which ones you want, weird snake lady. You best be talking to someone else though. We're all
Do you know where Orvo is? And my name is Havu.
he's one fire up, I think, if he's in for the day.
Thank you. Just goes away.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I remembered something that isn't related.
Okie dokie. So Havu just briskly walks away from this fire and starts trudging to the next one. Finton, what are you doing?
Trying to remember my character as a whole. Um,
He's not a fan of Havu at the moment.
we're at level 2, correct?
You are
Correct.
currently level 2. That is correct.
Okay.
Oh, I think we should have gained a couple levels after taking care of a monster shark.
No, you are level 2. Technically, you shouldn't have been level 2 till you reached this place, but since we decided to play out the ocean and some of the things there are kind of weird, I thought I should give you level 2 before you went over the fucking ocean.
We just fought death crabs and zombies and giant sharks and sirens and...
Yes.
Is Orvo here?
Oh, well, I was gonna give Fenton a chance to say something. He said he was trying to remember his character.
Sorry. Uh, good. Probably start trying to talk to these guys over either one of these two. They're like, hello, how long have you guys been here? Have you guys had anything to eat yet?
The guy literally holding a bowl of soup stares at you.
Sorry, I don't remember. I did not remember that, sorry.
He stares at you unblinkingly. The other gentleman that Havu had startled says, "Oh, I've been into camp maybe a week. Probably going back out again in a few days. Soon as I get all my supplies."
And we're looking for, I don't exactly remember, between all the different games and how long it's been.
Well, as Havu said to him, they were looking for Orvo, and he told her that the gentleman is probably one fire up if he's arrived back in camp.
Okay, yeah, I remember Orvo, but there's like, we're looking for an item that Orvo knows about or something, right?
So you are looking for Orvo because Orvo travels with your old friend who died, who brought the frigid death to the village.
Ah, okay, okay.
So you're looking for Orvo so he can try to help you figure out exactly where that item came from in this lovely frigid wasteland. So that's what that's your goal right now, is to find Orvo.
Okay. I should know what our friend's name is, and I don't.
Ungoth Wenth. Ungaro Wenth. I
When?
mean. Yeah.
Oh, Ergon is the friend that died.
And also the wolf lady.
Yes, the friend that died who brought the frigid death to the village.
I know, but you didn't say Ergon.
I said Ergon once.
We just heard Renth.
I said Ergon once. Anyway, so yeah, the gentleman just told Havu that if Orvo, the person you're looking for, is back, he'll be at the fire to the north.
Okay. Then he'll just kind of start questioning him, like, so do you know about the things that Ergon, and I believe he used to work with, or not Orgo. Fuck, I can't remember names.
Dead guy or living guy?
Both! I'm trying to.
Orvo's the dwarf.
I need
They're
to
both
play a
dwarves.
roll
They were both.
Ergon's gone. He went the way.
Ergo is dead. Orvo is alive. You think? Probably.
Orvo and Ergo. Okay.
It's with a U, Havu. It's with a U.
Apologize.
It's a U, you guys. It's not Ergon with an E.
That's
It's Ergon with a U. No. I hate you all.
You're done.
Anyway,
You're
what's
done.
Vincent's question?
You know, at this rate, we're just gonna build our own boat and go upon that. Oh god. Basically, like, so, do you know about old friend of Orvo's? His name is Ergon, and I think they found some interesting things. But those things caused what happened to him. We're just wondering if you know what happened. He points at Steven.
Well, your friend said he has cooties. Don't know what exactly would cause cooties. Never heard of cooties before, but Ergon.
That's just what our friend likes to call it. It's not necessarily cooties, but good enough.
Ergon, him and Orvo, they found a lot of things. We were never in any of their search and expeditionary groups. They liked to pretty much keep to themselves, sometimes even go out solo without the others, so we're not really privy to anything they found. We're not in their group.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm under no illusions. You're not leaving camp. I understand. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You can move fast from me because I can't think to right now.
Okay.
Brain is not working today.
So anyway, Havu strides confidently over to this fire where you see two dwarves seated. One of which is a grizzled-looking gentleman with ginger hair, clutching the haft of a large double-bladed axe that he is currently oiling the handle of. The other is a darker-skinned dwarf that has a long kind of dread braids that she has prettily braided behind her head and done up in a fashion that will not impede her. And she seems to carry no weapon at all, but she does have very light clothing as compared to most of the people here. Whereas everybody else has like heavy coats and cloaks, she seems to be doing just fine with simple leathers and a singular cloak. Why is Steven typing?
That was me, sorry.
Oh god. Anywho, so yeah, those are the two dwarves that you see by the fire as you approach Havu.
Is it daytime, evening time? What time is it?
It is early evening. The sun is not completely set yet, but because of the cliffs that are surrounding this little cove, it is dim enough down here that it might as well be night.
Good evening. Hello. Are one of you by chance Orvo?
He kind of looks up and raises hand. I'm Orvo. I heard that I might be expecting a party in. Would that be you?
Yes, me and my companions, they're over there talking to some friends. And she kind of like calls everyone, it's like, I found him! And then it's just like, yes, we are here. We are here to help save some friends in the town. We heard that you may have some supplies and could help us point in the direction Ergon went.
I always said that he wasn't careful enough with what he found. Bound to be a cursed item or two in there in the long run. What exactly done him in? The message I got wasn't precisely clear.
What are we calling it now, cooties? I thought we were calling it frigid woe, but now all of a sudden we're calling it something else. I don't know.
Frigid. Oh. And he kind of looks a bit startled at that. That's terrible. There hasn't been a case of that in ages.
Well, now there are multiple.
And the dwarf that's next to him kind of bursts out laughing. And she kind of chuckles. Orvo, you should have been a mite more careful about who you're friends with. I told you that one was going to get you in trouble. Shut up! Don't be speaking ill of the dead. And she kind of raises her hands in a kind of shrugging, okay, you win kind of position. What, and he turns back to you. What exactly caused it, do you know? We've
Seemed
found...
to have been a little vial, and it kind of had little sparkly blue in it. And it got broken somehow or cracked.
Recognition dawns on him as you say blue sparkly vial. You can tell in his features that he realizes exactly what that is. I was with him when we found that.
Well, it doesn't seem like you called it, though. So that's a good news.
Well, I'm a little bit more careful about handling things, aren't I?
I don't really know. We have just met you.
It's true. Sorry. We found it in Salzvolt. It's a ruin that the sea's trying to claim in the far northern portion of Vorin here, where the glacier itself is mighty thin. It's not exactly a very safe place to be. The ice is cracking around it, submerged in the water. It's kind of dangerous.
Well, we've had a very eventful trip on the boat, so I can see outside of the town it's just danger everywhere. My accent thing has gone away.
You can do it, Havu.
Sneaky snake. Um, so outside of town it just seems to be dangerous. But that's okay, we are here to save the world.
Well, I'll be happy to guide you there. Since I had word of your since I had word of your coming, I've already made preparations for a jaunt. I just didn't know exactly where it would be. So I'll make the appropriate changes to the haversacks for rations. That's a 200-mile jaunt, there it is.
200 miles.
Aye.
A bit of a way. Not sure if we will be able to get there in time.
Apologies, we don't really have much choice, I suppose. Well,
True.
I guess you do have a choice. You could let people die.
Habu thinks. No, because we have Steven. We have to save Steven. This is going to be a long trek.
Aye. Well, the good news is I hear that the buyers agreed to transport whatever you find back to the city as soon as possible if you find a cure for it.
Alright, I guess we should get going. Come on, everyone.
Sounds like we're going. Are you coming with us?
No one cause panic! Alomiak caused from the first fire.
That was a ways ago. A while ago.
Sorry, I didn't see it till now. Hey, War, are you back at the keyboard? Pardon me a second. Jason! Attention! Sorry about that, guys.
So asking the two guys that I'm talking to, like, so are you coming with us? Sounds like we're ready to go.
We're not with you.
But I thought we were meeting up with your group.
No? I don't think you understand what this community is. This is just a mining and adventuring community. This is where people meet up before they go out across the Azel Cross, across the glacier here. Um, it's home to a bunch of different people who just stop in every once in a while. We're not with you. Most people here are either on their own or with a group like you just came with.
Alright.
We just got back from what we were doing about a week ago. Had a pretty good payout of a couple things that we found out there on the glacier. Talked to the buyer. He nods to the tent that's behind you, Fenton, the big one. And then we're just having our leisure before we go out to see if we can find anything else.
Well, I guess there's more treasure for us, and we got a pretty nice adventure lined up. An
Yeah.
important one.
And the previously quiet soup gentleman pipes up. We don't go where death follows. He stares at you unblinkingly.
But he'll like he'll get a small smirk on his face, very small one, lean very close to him, whispering, "Do you mean you're immortal?"
He kind of furrows his brow in a puzzled manner. No, I'm telling you, you're fucking stupid and you're gonna die out there.
Everyone's gonna die. That's why I was confused. Death follows everyone.
Alright, let me rephrase this. You are going to die a terrible death in the belly of a remoraz or a whale. Take your pick.
Do I know what either one of those are? Well, I know. I probably.
Nature check.
Do I?
Nature check.
Watch me not win this shit. Where's my character sheet? Where did you go?
Also, while you're doing that, Olomiak says, "Plus, me don't think they want cooties." Olomiak nods and stands, ready to move over to Havu and the boss man when Steven is ready. Steven sways to his shivery feet.
That's loading. I'll just roll it out. Roll 20. Nature check is a 12.
You guys actually talked about this a little bit on the boat, or one of you did, I forget which one. But a remoraz is a large, almost centipede-like creature that basically throws up lava. They live beneath the ice in a lot of glacial kind of areas. They're deadly as fuck.
But I heard if you're able to cook on their lava vomit, it does something to the food if you're able to cook on it. I'm very interested in that.
Me too! Pipes up a voice directly behind you. And you turn to see Pixie.
Yes.
She has a backpack on with several pots attached to it, and she is grinning from ear to ear. And she says, "So I heard that you might be running in to some pretty interesting ingredients out there, and I thought I'd come along."
Oh, that's awesome! So glad to have you. This is gonna be way more exciting than I thought it was. Metagaming, I'm having a feeling the captain just kicked her off as well.
No, actually, she snuck off the boat. She actually snuck off the boat because she wanted to go on this adventure, but she kind of owes the captain about 3 more years on her contract. The only person Fenton will trust. Monochromatic? Like, is she actually black and white? Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, like the token.
No, she's actually a brunette. She's not monochromatic like the token, but this is just the best picture that I found of a gnomish cook, and so.
I wasn't sure if she was actually like monochromatic.
And my gnomish cook with carrot knives.
Yeah, I liked the carrot knives.
Or halfling cook. That's right, I'm halfling, not gnome. I know gnome though.
Yeah, she is very much a gnome.
Wait,
He
do I
knows
know gnome
halfling.
or were we talking halfling? Oh no, we were talking halfling.
You were
not
talking
gnome.
halfling, and she knows halfling because halflings are good cooks, so she got a lot of recipes from them when she was training. So anyway, yeah, so she pops up into the mix, and she's like, "So, I thought I'd come with you."
Some awesome. Well, it looks like we're ready to go. I think the snake lady was just saying that we're ready.
And Orvo says to Havu as she yells this, actually, so I did say I needed to make some adjustments to the supplies. Morva, would you show them around the camp while I make those supply adjustments? We should be ready in maybe 30 minutes to leave, but I do have to make those adjustments now. Aye, I'll show them around the last place of civilization that they'll probably see in ages with you on their heel.
Yeah, Habu just kind of like was yelling, "Are we ready?" And then he says we have 30 minutes. 30 minutes! And then she turns back to Morva, you said, and it's like, "Yes, I would love to have a tour."
Excellent. Well, this right here is where most of the temporary tents are. The ones like me and Orvo over there who go out on the wastes on the pretty regular. So there's no personal effects in these ones here. You just use them as you can. I think there's an empty one right there, and she points at this tent, in case you lot ever need to spend the night here at some point. But it could be different next time you're back in. So right here is just the temporary tents. The big tent right here is the de facto sort of leader, sort of marketplace person. We call them the buyer. They're an elvish gentleman. Whenever we find things out on the wastes that look like they might be worth something, we bring them out to him, and he evaluates them, gives us a good price, I will fucking end whoever did that.
Sorry, I was trying to write fire. It did not work.
So
I
anyway,
get
so the big one belongs to the buyer, Elvis gent. He pays you what he says that the trinkets you find are worth. I would say pretty fairly. I've always gotten a good bargain out of him whenever he's paying me for things. So I'd say he's pretty well. Uh, Another option would be just to wait till the next boat comes in and go and sell your wares elsewhere. The three tents over here that we've got a mess tent, we've got an infirmary, and then we've got a storage tent for some of the more important. I will destroy all of you. We've got a storage tent for some of the more delicate wares that we don't want to just sit out in the cold. A little bit more protected, just in case. And that's pretty much it. There's not a lot of to this place, really.
Well, I think I might have to come up with something else to do for 29 minutes.
Well, if you have any questions about what you're going to be looking out there, I could certainly help.
Sure. What are we going to see on our 200-mile expedition
Snow,
through the wasteland?
also some
No.
ice.
Yeah, I figured.
There might be some wind too, if you're lucky, or rather unlucky.
Yeah, and we also heard about lava-breathing things.
Oh yeah, the Remorazes. Or at least that's what this guy says is on the island. There's a Remoraz here.
Oh, I'm sure
Is
there's
there
plenty
one
of
or
them.
more than one?
I'm certain there's plenty.
Okay.
They tend to hibernate under the ice, and if they sense movement up above, they'll burst up through it and fucking eat you.
Also, it seems like we have some time then. So I could he scoots up next to the guy with the bow. Well, I'm already next to him.
It's
I
even
could flavor
closer.
that up real nice for you.
He kind of leans away from you, covers his bowl with his arm, and says, "That's all right. I think I got it."
If you're sure, but I'm a really good cook. So is she. We can vouch for each other.
Yeah, and she comes up on the other side of him, and he tries to lean away from her, but that means he's leaning towards you, and then he's just like stuck sitting straight up in the middle, just eyes darting back and forth, and he's like,
Between these 2, 3, 4 feet people.
mm-hmm. And
Who goes behind him and is like, "What are we talking about?"
Soup.
what
We're talking about soup and how to flavor it.
in the damnation is going on here? Don't worry, just accept it. Steven looks at him wearily and says, "It's easier if you just don't question it."
Pixie, are you coming with us? Because she was over the other fire, so didn't realize she was here.
Yes, I have everything that we need. Which is potatoes. I have potatoes.
That's good. Orvo is working on getting other things together, so we have about 28 minutes left.
She looks very puzzled. What could we need besides potatoes?
Pots.
And Morgo kind of clears her throat. Well, I do have some supplies here that you might find in handy. If you are going to be going out there. And she heads over to the supply tent, and she kind of opens up what looks like a standard issue crate, just like cranks it open. This is technically or Ergon's, so it's not really stealing anymore. If he's dead, it's more like a
Yeah,
communal.
everything goes to Alomiak because Aragon left him his house and all of his belongings. So this belongs to you, Alomiak.
Oh, well, that's good. Then we can just go ahead and give that one right over to you. So let's see what he left. Let's see. There looks like there's about 50 days of dried rations. A silk rope, and she's handing these things out as she opens the crate. And she's like handing them over to Lomiak one by one. There's a blanket. She puts that on Stephen and his mountain of blankets after a quick glance assessing the situation. A grappling hook, and she passes that over to you, Lomiak. A miner's pick. She passes that over as well. And oh. Alright, then. There's a book, which she picks up and kind of looks over and looks amongst you lot and slowly gives to Olomiak. Was not expecting that, but alright.
Can I
Hello, welcome.
insight that? Can I insight that?
Sure, go ahead and insight that.
Is my character sheet working? No, it's not. Why? My character sheet's not working right now.
With an 11 perception, you see that the book is blue and has some kind of gilded golden script on the front, although you can't read it from this distance.
I thought maybe it was Lily's book.
No. Your insight was 2.
Mm-hmm. That one.
She seemed mildly confused by the book, with a 2.
Awesome.
Alomiak, do you look at the book?
Excuse me.
So the title of the book, and it has the picture of a very short gentleman, who is kind of just like standing on the cover of the book. He has what looks like a violin tucked up under his chin, with a bow in one hand, and a hat with a very floopy kind of feather on it. He seems to be perhaps a halfling. And it says, Adventure Sexy. Impress potential lovers with great deeds by S. Shorthalt. This explains more than it doesn't, says Morgo. The book begins to quiver in Alomiak's hands.
Oh God. Oh.
It's not talking. It's not speaking. I want to make. Alomiak throws it at Fenton and says, "You cookbook!"
What?
Dexterity
Dude,
check, Fenton.
I was say like that. It sounds like it was save or chuck.
Well, first let's see how well you throw it. Alomiak, roll straight up dexterity to see how well you throw the book.
Because I was not ready for that.
Because it's right next to the fire. It has just as much chance of smacking into Fenton as it does the fire, so let's find out. With a 13, it definitely clears the fire. It is currently headed in Fenton's direction. Fenton and Havu both roll dexterity checks. Depending on how they are, one of you may intercept this book.
Checks, right?
Havu. The book flies past your outstretched hand and strikes Fenton directly in the face.
Oh no, the way I imagine it is went in between Fenton and Havu, and we went to like die for it and just headbutt each other.
That would have been a nat 1.
Okay.
So it hits Tintin in the face, and Hubba goes, "Oops, I missed."
Sure you have. Cookbook, you say?
Yeah. With arms still lifted into the air, Olomia goes, "Ooh, sorry, fat man."
That's how you know I'm a good cook.
Portliness is deliciousness. It is unclear whether she is referring to the quality of the food one is eating, or how well you will be when cooked.
Habu nods, agreeing.
Well, thank you. I'll pick up the book and dust it off of snow.
Yes, enjoy Book of Cooking.
What was it called again?
Adventure Sexy, Impress Potential Lovers with Great Deeds by S. Shorthalt.
Adventure Sexy, Impress.
Impress Potential Lovers with Great Deeds by S. Shorthalt.
I knew I recognized last name. It took me a hot minute.
Now, this is canonically in this adventure because this Frozen Sick adventure is straight out of the Wildmount book, so
Oh my god.
it's the short free adventure that came with the Wildmount book. So this is canonically in the gosh darn book.
Like, I knew the name Short Haul, and it was like, do I randomly remember a freaking thing from this game? Nope. Nope, no.
Yeah. Anyway, so you gather up all those items, Alomiac. Just to remind you what they were: the 50 days worth of rations, a 50-foot silk rope, a blanket, which was on Steven actually, a grappling hook, a miner's pick, and the book. So you can add those things all to your inventory if you want. And I'm sure that Havu has already notated them somewhere.
They're in the chat when you were saying it.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
And the book where you went,
Silk
oh.
rope. Rope, not robe. Rope. As in climbing rope.
Because I was really confused why you would have a silk robe.
Maybe
in
it
the
went
cold.
with the book, but no, it was rope. Which could also go with the book. You don't know. Anyway. So yeah, a bunch of really useful things and one not so useful thing. And Fenton quickly puts the book in his bag after seeing what the title is. And as he does so, Pixie's already creating, trying to see, ooh, so what kind of cookbook is it?
I don't. So, how long is this after that adventure if it's canonical? Is it like ridiculously long? Are they still legends or what? Are they household names?
I would think that in Wildmount they're not very well known.
Okay. So I probably don't know them or know this author.
Probably not.
Okay.
And Alomiak yells, "Romantic recipes for datesings!" Oh.
Exactly. It's focused around dates and other dates are vegetables, right? Or they're nuts. I don't know what they actually
They're
are.
fruit. They're fruit.
Fruits. Yes. It's a book specialized in fruits, namely dates.
Oh, all right. We'll have to look at it later.
Yes, sure.
You should adapt them to potatoes.
I bet you I could! Oh, that's a great idea, Havu! And she grasps your hands excitedly.
I know, I'm full of them.
Alright, well, as long as you lot are done with that, is there anything else I can answer for you, help you out with? I could introduce you to the buyer if you want to, since he seems like he's going to be the one who's going to transport your thing into the place, whatever Orvo said. I wasn't really paying attention, if I'm going to be honest with you. A little bit bored.
Sure, let me see how much you would buy this trinket for. And she pulls out her shell worth 9,000 gold.
Alright then. And she kind of lifts the flap of the big tent and kind of sticks her head in, and she says, "Oi, you awake and accepting customers?" You hear a groan.
I think that's a yes.
If I gotta be. Hold on. And you hear a snap of fingers, and whoosh, the lights inside the tent light up. And Morgo holds it open, and you can see just sitting up and kind of rubbing his eyes in front of a desk that seems to be carved out of ice itself is a blonde elf wearing dark glasses and long azure blue robes. And on his shoulder is perched a tiny little green lizard-like creature with bat-like wings. And it yawns, and as it does so, a stream of rainbow-colored bubbles pop out of its mouth.
Good evening.
Oh, you're new. Alright, hey, what can I do for you? What are you selling today? Welcome to my humble abode.
I have come into possession of a very expensive shell. It has been estimated for 9,000 gold. Didn't know what good deal you could give me. And she sits it in front of him.
And he's gonna squint at the shell, kind of leaning over it. And as he does so, go ahead and make a perception check, Havu. Okay, never mind. So he squints at it, adjusting his glasses ever so slightly. He's like, "Babe, you've been duped. This is not even worth a single copper."
She kind of stares at him. Are you sure?
I am 110% positive. It is pretty shell, though.
Okay, thank you.
No
He's
problemo.
not very good at his job.
Well, goodbye. Morgo kind of arches a brow and is like, "Didn't you have something else to talk to him about, perhaps pertaining to what you're doing here besides a shell?"
Oh yeah, we're investigating the things that Ergo and Orvo found.
Oh, right. Yeah, nope, got word of that. Passed it on to Orvo. You are the ones who gotta find a fucking... Oh, excuse me, hold on. And he goes behind his desk and he gets a little vial of something and he pops the cork, tips his head back and chugs it. And is like, this is much better. Alright. So, you lot are going to find the cure for the blue vein death frozen dude stuff. Yeah. Awesome. So,
What does this guy look like again?
so he
Look at him in the
I love it. I love it. He's an elf?
Yeah. He's a high elf. So, yeah. So, I have this for you, actually. It's important. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and the tiny little fairy dragon that was on his shoulder flippity flaps off and picks up a chest that is about the size of it, actually. It's unclear how it can lift so much, but it flippy flaps over to him, and he takes the small chest and he hands it to you, Fenton. This is very important. Whenever you find what you think is the cure, you put it in this chest, and it'll transport directly back to the village. Alright. It's only gonna be able to be used once though, so you better make sure it's the right thing.
This village or like the village back over the sea?
The village back over the sea. I was told Archon kind of like a little, like a time constraint thing. I mean, as far as I am concerned, time is merely a construct of the government in order to inhibit us and our passions. But like, I think what they were getting across is to that's not really how diseases work. So I got this for you. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, cool. We will take this and make sure we put the right thing in here.
Yeah, 'cause if you don't, you're fucking boned. Uh, oh, also, just so you are aware, there have been more sightings of, mephits on the tundra as of recently, so be careful. Those guys are jerks, yeah.
Things, right?
Mephits, they're like little, almost kind of like impy dudes. They're like, but they're ice, so, hang around
Oh,
in the ice.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, they're ice mephits. There's lots of kinds of mephits, as I am told, but the ones we got here are chill. Icy. They're ice mephits, yeah.
I see.
I
like that.
feel
Okay,
like
cool.
Didn't somebody summon a Mephit when we were on that Pathfinder campaign?
yeah, they're a
Uh,
summonable thing if you are the kind of person who can summon things sometimes. They're
oh, I think we're talking about Jerry. Are you talking about
Yeah.
Jerry?
I mean, some people can summon things like ice mephits and other creatures.
I
I mean,
I think
heck,
I
you've
think it
got
was Magma.
Jerry was just a small elemental in that game.
Jerry.
Oh, I thought he was a Mephit.
No,
Poor Jerry.
small fire elemental.
But anyway, so, yeah, that's all of my words of great wisdom. If y'all need anything else, feel free to not ask, because this is all I was paid for. Alright, good night. And he snaps his fingers again, and as he and the fairy dragon walk back into the tent, whoosh, the lights go out.
I hope he's a recurring character. I feel like that's a foreshadowing.
Time and space is only a construct, yo. But anyway, oh, Alomiak said something. After a few minutes, the grappling hook flies out of Alomiak's coat to land in the sand with thunk, covered in a thin sheen of slime. Alomiak is as surprised and confused by this as anyone else. They pick it up and stare at it, then turn to offer it to Stephen. Gift expressing adoration. And Stephen's like, okay. And he takes it and wipes the slime off with his coat and puts it in his pack. Thank you, Lomiak. That is very nice of you.
Yeah, I found an image of the book. It's in the Discord.
Oh god.
No, chillax chat.
I don't think that that's actually what the book looks like.
I don't know. That's the best thing I was able to find. Everything else is just not it, or pictures of Arthur.
Oh boy. Anyway. So yeah. You got the stuff from the crate that Ergon left behind last time he was here. You've gotten the little box that you need for immediately transporting the cure back to the village once you find it, and hopefully hopefully after you use it on Steven if you choose to save his life. Otherwise, he's gonna have to see if he can survive all the way back to the village.
We'll put him in the box with the cure.
One thing only, and the box is too small for that. The box is like roughly the size of it's roughly the size of a large lunchbox.
How big are they thinking this cure's gonna be?
I
I
don't
don't know. I don't know why I was imagining like a trunk.
No, I don't think he'd be able to lug that around very easily. But they kind of assume that whatever the cure is, it'll be about the same size as the vials that you found. But they gave you something a little bit bigger just in case it is bigger than that, or there's more of it that you find, then we'll be just in one transport.
But we can only transport one.
You can only transport one thing, as in like the contents of the box, one time. It's only going to be able to be used one time. So you better make sure whatever you put into the box is the correct thing.
Has it been 30 minutes yet?
So as I was saying, yes, it has indeed been 30 minutes because you see Orvo come over and hail you from across the way, and he says, "All right then, if you if y'all are ready, it's time for us to set out. I've got a good sled here with a couple of dogs to pull it. It's only for the supplies though, so we're gonna be doing a lot of walking. Uh, and I hope you lot have your snowshoes on."
We were told you would have some clothing for us to wear.
He sighs, goes into one of the tents, rummages around, and comes out with a couple of sets of snowshoes. He looks at you dubiously though, Havu. And some warm-looking coats and things.
Fenton will quickly grab a warm coat for himself and bundle himself up, kind of
Fi-
forgetting how cold it was.
Pixie was already wearing warm clothes just because being on the ocean in a near constant blizzard state is a grounds for always being in warm coats. And Lomiak says, "It's okay. I carry you if you get too cold and tired." Just says, "Okay." Lomiak pat Steven. Steven says, "Okay. Might actually take you up on that. Mostly because I know you'll just pick me up even if I tell you no." "Okay. Alright then. We can either wait till morning and set out with fresh light, or we can leave right now. It's up to you lot. Don't make no difference to me. I can see in the dark."
And I see in the dark.
Nope. Halflings cannot.
Okay.
Kind of looks at Havu kind of expectantly, since Havu seems to have established herself the leader in this situation.
Ready to go.
Alright then. So, you guys are setting out across the open wastes and emptiness of a frozen tundra. Orvo leads you to his sled, which is actually at the top of the ridge. in kind of like a parked position with 3 sled dogs there. They're kind of lolling in the snow, all strapped in, waiting, ready to go. It's a very small sled, clearly only for supplies. Yes, thank you for leaving the tents. Um, it's clearly all strapped in, ready with all the supplies. It's only really big enough for supplies themselves. It could fit like a single person or all the supplies that you need for this journey. Um, Not both. And you see stretching out before you a vast kind of rolling, open white waste, as far as the eye can see. It it seems to extend out from where you are in all directions. The line just behind you that curves along the ocean, nothing but sheer cliff faces of ice with a little bit of rock here and there thrown in. Um, and he kind of looks at you and says, "Alright, so I'm not sure exactly how soon we need to get there by, but you have some choices. I know where we're going, the general extent of it anyway. Um, it's roughly about 200 miles away from where we are now. Uh, we can go at a slow pace and we'd be able to see any kind of threats to us that might be popping up a whole lot easier. We could go at a medium pace. Um, we won't be able to see the threats as well, but we might be able to make some better time. Or you can just say fuck it and go balls to the wall, and we can go at a fast pace and probably get eaten by something, but we'd get there a mite faster." In OOC speak, if you go at a slow pace, you'll have advantage on perception checks to notice anything that's happening around you. If you go at a medium pace, you will just like have normal checks, no advantage or disadvantage. At a fast pace, you will have disadvantage on perception checks in this area for hazards, and also you would probably get some exhaustion if you don't stop for frequent breaks.
I think it's a good to just go average pace. We don't want to take too long, but we don't want to be just crazy reckless. Even though I know I tend to be like that, but we're not want to get eaten.
Is the one that was almost eaten by the mimic.
My point exactly. I don't want to relive that.
Well, you won't, because James got killed by... Who ended up doing the final blow?
I think it was War?
It's probably War. War kills everything.
Yeah, probably War.
It's probably War. War usually gets the final blow. Speaking of War, are you here? You haven't said anything the whole time.
They
Pardon me.
typed out a message. It is a little late too.
Yeah, he typed it out a while ago. Be right back, guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. The mimic bit its own tongue off.
I wasn't gonna question if I actually got eaten because I couldn't remember. I didn't think that happened, but I just rolled with it.
Alright, so you guys are choosing to go at a regular pace. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys to roll perception checks for me.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Does Orvo roll perception?
Sorry, does Orvo roll perception? Yes, he does. Let's have to get his character sheet up here for real quick.
And
Down.
Pixie. I don't know if they do or not. I'm just asking.
Pixie is not going to because she is not actively perceptioning. She's kind of just wandering around.
Okay.
Orvo will though.
I think that's the first time I noticed Steven's last name is that. Alright.
Alright, so yeah. So as you guys set off across the tundra, who had the highest perception?
Orvo?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
who is not an NPC though. That'd be Havu.
Havu.
Havu, roll me a d6.
Okay.
I fell short of Havu.
Okay. So as you guys move across the tundra, the crunch of fallen snow is audible beneath your feet. The whooshing winds around you pushing any other sort of sounds from your perception at the moment. But as you move along, you are traveling for what seems like about 4 or 5 hours, conversing amongst yourselves, perhaps, or just trying to keep your mouth shut and head down beneath the press of the chilling winds. Um, it's pretty easy going since you are just going at a nice normal pace, and most of the supplies are being pulled along the sled by the dogs. Um, and Orvo, he seems to know where he's going as he walks along this route. Um, there is no real path here. It seems to be all open waste with occasional spires of a lone tree or perhaps a outcropping of rock or ice piercing the sky in one direction or the other. He'll take note of them every once in a while, kind of sizing them up against the horizon and either checking his direction or moving in one way or another. And as you go along, you notice there's a slight dip to the glacial surface that you're walking across, and as you draw deep further down it, you notice that there is a large kind of dark mass that is to one side of the area that you're walking past, and it looks to you, Havu, like it might be a frozen pond of some sort. And Fenton, you notice it a second after Havu does. Both of you note that it seems to be a frozen pond of some sort, and just outside of it, you think you can see what looks like a humanoid form lying sprawling in the snow.
And I'm guessing that's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Havu just keeps walking and following Orvo.
And
Same.
Fenton, what do you do?
I'll call out, like, there seems to be a body over by that lake. Should we be, should we look into that, or has it been there?
And Orvo kind of glances over, kind of frowning a bit. My mission is to get you lot to find a cure. It's up to you whether or not you want to be lollygagging about.
Alright.
And he kind of draws the dog sled to a bit of a halt to let you guys make up your mind.
Just something I noticed. Noticed a body over there. But this cure is important. What about you guys? Looks back to everyone else.
It'll probably be there on our way back. We can check it then.
We check body on way back. They probably dead. Steven currently dying. We fix this first.
Alright.
Hey War, you're not pressing your button if you're talking. I can see you lighting up, but nothing's coming out.
Oh, I didn't even notice that the entire time the button on the back was, like, just pressed on my headset.
Ah, that explains why we haven't heard you this entire time.
I have been
Oops.
talking.
Oops.
No wonder you thought I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
Our bad.
sorry. Alright, um, so we've got 2 votes for don't go check out the body. And War, what was your vote?
My vote was to ransack the body in case they have something useful.
Alright, and Finton, what is your vote?
I kind of leaned with checking on the way back.
Okie dokie. So 3 of your party members want to check it on the way back, and War wants to check it now. So Orvo's gonna shrug and say, alright then, we're moving on. And start to continue down the way.
You guys are no fun.
And by this time, Steven probably has had to start leaning pretty heavily on Alomiak. And let's see. Havu, since you had the highest, roll me one more perception check.
Okie dokie. Perception.
As you are all walking away down the road, you chance a glance backwards just to look at the body for just a second more. And you see, rising up from it, a thin, wispy cloud with gleaming red eyes. Locks gazes with you for a moment before a stiff, chilling wind blows it apart. A soft, gasping cry reaches your ears. And then it's gone.
Do I have any idea what that was?
Gotta make a religion check. So, have you ever heard of a revenant?
I have heard of the remnant of the children's souls that were stuffed in the robot suits.
No, dear, a revenant. So
No, I ain't heard of
a revenant forms from the soul of a mortal who met a cruel and undeserving fate. Um,
that.
basic.
Sounds a lot like FNAF.
Mhm. So the revenant reclaims its mortal body and superficially resembles a zombie's. However, instead of lifeless eyes, a revenant's eyes burn with resolve and flare in the presence of its adversary. So what you just saw right then was probably a revenant starting to form on that particular body.
Well, great. Now that we didn't check it, we couldn't burn it, so then it wouldn't come back.
Oh, it'll still come back. Um, whatever purpose it is after. Fortunately, it probably has nothing to do with you since you had never seen it before in your life.
Okay,
Hmm.
so we just have to stay out of its way.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should check the body.
Alright, fine, we won't check the body.
Okay, let's go.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. So you continue on for the rest of the day, and the rest of the evening and into the night. And it's about when morning is starting to break across the tundra that Orvo kind of draws the dogs to a halt and looks at the lot of you and says, "We need to catch a few hours of sleep, or else the boys won't be good for nothing, and neither will you. Let's have us a short rest here, aye?"
Okay.
And as you guys settle in for a rest, well, he said short, but it should be a long rest, or else you guys will get exhaustion, but it's really up to you.
I suppose we would have to do a long rest.
Something extremely cool is if my axe could shoot, like, a magical beam that could deal twice the amount of damage.
That would be fun.
We pretend.
Alright then. So, you guys set up some kind of, not a tent, but kind of little sleeping bags to huddle in. Orvo will show anybody who wants to learn how to kind of dig a little snow wall to help block out the wind. He's got a shovel. Between that and the pick that Alomiak received, you all should be able to create a nice little snow wall to help block out the wind. So you can kind of all huddle in the crook of it to prevent
Sleeping in the
the
cold.
wind from biting at you. And you guys, Orvo kind of offers to take the first watch. Who would like to take the second one?
It's getting
Sure.
light out right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And dawn is cresting over the edge of the glacier.
Habu piped up already, so.
Sure.
All right. Javi will take second watch, and who wants third?
I'll take third. I have okay perception.
Means
Okay.
nothing here.
All
Very
right.
true. Very true.
So as the rest of you settle in for a nice little rest, Orvo takes the first watch. It's fairly uneventful. You don't hear much from him. He kind of just sits silently, holding what looks like a red crystal between his hands that emits a warm kind of glow, um, kind of like those hot hands packets. And he kind of just stares across the tundra, getting up and walking around the campsite every once in a while, just checking things. And after about 4 hours of this, he goes and he shakes Hapu awake.
Okay, my turn.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Hopefully we don't
Okay, I
die.
don't think I need the D4, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 26.
Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, so Havu, as you kind of set up for your watch, you how are you keeping watch?
So the way that I'm imagining things, I guess if we want to consider like this is like the wall, we're kind of like under the wall. So Havu would probably like try to like look over this way and then kind of come back and kind of warm up a little bit and then kind of come over this way and come back and warm up a little bit and like kind of keep looking back and forth if that was the wall. But
Okay.
we're over here, so the wall is somewhere else.
All right. So, as you are glancing back and forth about an hour or so into your watch, you notice a lone figure in the distance, back the way he had come, and it's trudging forward, kind of perpendicular to you, not headed for you, but kind of headed in the direction that you had been headed in.
Hmm. Does it have glowing red eyes?
With a 26, you do see two pinpricks of red.
Hmm. And I know the Revenant is probably not dangerous to us, correct?
Probably not
I
dangerous
I
to you.
mean, unless one of you secretly killed them but don't already know that.
Well,
Anything's
that would most
possible.
likely be war if anything was killed. So that's fine.
I
Or
don't remember
Orvo.
anything looking like that.
I re- yeah,
Yeah, it's probably Orvo, right? Yeah.
probably.
Uh,
His response was a little bit sus, and I didn't even think about inciting it until afterwards.
so, she's
Listen,
gonna
if it
keep an
does
eye
come
on
back
it
over
and
here,
see if it gets maybe within like 100 feet or so. And then kind of, if it gets close enough, be like, um, no, I would say maybe about 200 feet away. Would probably go over to Finton and be like, Finton, can I get your opinion on something? But that's if
huh?
it gets closer.
Hmm.
Takes about 30 minutes of watching, but it does indeed get closer. It isn't seemingly headed directly towards you, but it is definitely headed in the direction that you were going. Um, and as it gets closer, you can kind of make it out a little bit easier. It appears to be a humanoid, possibly male, um, with skin that's kind of an ashy, dead gray color. And you, as it draws within about 100 feet, you can see that its head is kind of at a weird angle because part of its throat has been ripped out.
Hmm.
And it is within about 100 feet of the campsite. So you go to Fenton and let him know.
Well, is it, you said it's not coming towards the campsite, it's going around the campsite, kind of?
Kinda, yeah. So like, since you guys are right here, he's kind of coming from this direction and kind of headed towards that direction.
So if it's not coming closer to us, I'll let it pass.
I mean, it is
But if
going to
it's...
come within about 25 feet of where you are camped at, if it's passing you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to nudge Finton and be like, sorry to bother you.
Well, my turn?
Not quite. That the body that we saw before, he's kind of walking by. I just kind of wanted
Oh.
another set of eyes, just in case it started to do something it shouldn't. It shouldn't bother us,
Go an extra set of eyes.
but I just wanted to have someone awake in case.
Oh, you mean he's okay? He wasn't dead?
No, he's dead.
Uh,
But he is in one of those dead states that only going after who killed him.
oh.
So the only person that could be is War. So we really have nothing to worry about.
Uh, Fenton perks up hearing that a dead man is walking towards us.
Not
And like,
towards us, past us. It's
rough.
probably fine. I just wanted another pair of eyes just in case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah. War is a colorful character. I
Yes,
don't
he's
Colorful.
think.
green.
A majority of my color palette is green.
I am green too.
Yes, you
At
both
least
are.
it doesn't take up a majority of your color palette.
But
You don't see my scales.
I don't know. On the character thing, it looks more gray. Like, is that just a lighting thing?
Quite possibly. Oh wait, I found a better one.
yes. Well, War is who he is. I don't think he's ever been over here. Like, I'm not liking the cold, but that's more preference. But I don't think many of. Well, I guess. I don't know, you're okay with this? I don't know. I'm not gonna make any assumptions. I just don't think
No,
War's
it's
been over here
freezing. I'm
before.
very uncomfortable.
I'm a cold-blooded creature.
Yeah, so I think you're also asleep. FYI.
Yeah, I don't care about the cold because I'm cold-blooded.
That means
Actually,
you cannot
that's
regulate your temperature,
yeah,
which
that's
means
much
you'll
worse
get
actually.
colder.
Cold-blooded means you want really, really warm temperatures. Like the
Oh,
desert is not
well,
bad.
I did not take that into consideration. I am very effed right now.
Hmm.
My skin might be slowly deteriorating, but then again, that could just be lots of my dead skin.
I think you're fine. You were given warm clothes.
If I'm being honest, it doesn't look like I'm wearing any at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I don't need to.
You're fine. You were given
Regard
portal accessible warm clothes.
regardless,
Do I wear it inside of the shell?
And if you want to put them inside the shell, you can, but that might be uncomfortable.
I mean, technically the shell is a part of my body, so if I took it off, I'd die.
Which is why I said it would be uncomfortable.
I'm sure that they make cold weather clothes for turtles. You're fine.
Okay, if you say
I
so.
would really like to see a snowshoe for Havu.
Oh no, see, you're just in one giant striped sock right now. Just fucking.
I'm so happy! I was just thinking of putting a glove at the end of my tail, but that's even better.
Just a big, fluffy, striped sock, the bottom of which, the part that actually goes on the ground, is made of, like, the bottom of a boot so that you can, like, grip the ground better.
imagine that feels weird.
Probably.
So it's like one of those socks with the little thingies at the bottom, so you don't
Yes.
slip on the kitchen floor.
Yes, it's exactly that.
I've never liked those socks. But anyways,
I don't like
And you
socks at
also
all.
get them at when you have to go places and like get scans and stuff. They're like, here, put these on so you don't slip on the floor. But anyway, yeah, he should be walking by. It should be fine, but we will just keep an eye on him for a moment.
And
yeah. Okay.
And you do see him stoically starting to walk by. He appears to have been stripped down to nothing but a tunic and some pants. Whatever gear, whether it was cold weather or otherwise, he might have been wearing at one point, he is no longer wearing. And he does not have shoes, as he stoically, with eyes unblinking and forward, walks by your campsite.
Yet there really wouldn't have been anything for us to take from him. That was convenient. Okay, you can go back to sleep, Vinton.
Just so you can wake me up in like an hour or however long it's gonna be.
I mean, if you want to start your shift now, I was going to let you sleep, but whatever.
Uh, I'll get the rest of my sleep, thank you.
Make you happy, huh?
All right, Fenton, you tuck yourself back into sleep, and after about 2 hours or so, it's your turn. It's time for Havu to wake you back up again.
Finton! Time to wake up!
Now is it my turn, or is he back?
No, he's gone. Don't worry about him. Just make sure he doesn't come back. But he shouldn't. He should be going after who killed him, so we're fine.
Alright.
Good night!
Night.
Oh! And then she presses her hand on him gently and casts guidance on him. Good night!
Night.
All right, Fenton, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Nice.
I'll roll the d4. Oh, so close to matching it.
25, just slightly less perceptive than Havu. No one can be as perceptive as Havu.
It is skills for being sneaky snake lady.
It was a natural 19,
If
so.
only you could be a sneaky snake lady, Fenton.
If
Nope.
only everybody
No, thank
wants
you.
to be.
Alrighty. So Fenton, as you set up for your watch, how are you taking it? What you doing for it?
We kind of so with this wall thing, we kind of dug ourselves like a pit of sorts, right? To
Kinda.
hide from the wind.
Kinda. It's more like you piled snow up to make a wall to hide from the wind.
Yeah, but we surrounded ourselves with this like small snowbank.
On one side, yes.
Oh, only on one side? Okay.
Only on one side. The side that the wind was blowing.
Mostly hiding behind that wall, and we'll occasionally peek over it. We'll just kind of survey the area. How high is this wall? I don't think it's too high.
No, it's only about as tall as you are.
Okay. Well, if it's as tall as me, I'd have to walk around it. So yeah, I'll mostly hide behind the wall, but every now and then I will like walk to the side of it in the wind, begrudgingly to look in that direction, and then go back behind the wall.
Alrighty.
And this will happen every now and then. I'll just keep kind of looking over in that direction. See if I see nothing, I'll just look the other directions while behind the wall, being cold and miserable and trying to stay bundled up.
Aw. Alright. So, as you are taking your watch, you don't see anything really of interest. You think you hear the bark of a dog off somewhere on the winds at one point, and one of the sled dogs kind of sits up and looks around when that happens, but he rolls over and goes back to sleep. And you don't see the figure again that you had seen while Havu was on watch, so fingers crossed he's not got nothing to do with you. Um, and you see a few seabirds wheeling overhead every once in a while. One of them comes close to inspect you to make sure the group isn't, dead and edible. And then kind of wheels off back into the sky once more when it sees that you are all very much living, unfortunately. And yeah, you have a pretty uneventful watch. And it is about midday when your shift is over.
I'd wake everybody up, and when I wake up Orva, and right before we start actually moving, after packing things up, I probably would tell him like, so me and Havu, mainly Havu, noticed that dead guy by the lake walking towards us. They didn't bother us. They walked past us. in the direction that we were going. Just so you know.
And he kind of, when you say dead guy walking, he kind of blanches a bit, and he's like, "You mean like a zombie?"
No, it is a revenant. So we don't really have anything to worry about as long as we didn't kill him. But he walked past us, so I'm going to guess we did not kill him. Or I know I didn't, but...
Well, that's better than a zombie then. Yeah. And he calms down a little bit, but there's still nothing to mess with, so we best not be getting in its way. They may not be after us, but if we get in the way of whatever killed him and him, I'm pretty sure he won't think twice about going through us to get to them.
Yeah, but he seemed friendly in the way of not bothering us, so we should be good.
As long as we don't bother him, I would assume so, yes. Um, you said he was going in the direction we're going in, right?
Yep, and it'll
Ever so
pull.
slightly to the left, which is to west.
He's kind of thinking hard. He kind of notes the surroundings, kind of holds his thumb up parallel to the sun, tilts his head a bit, judging. I think he's headed in the direction of Ballinport.
Is that where we're going?
Oh, no, no, we're going to be hanging north once we see the Flaming River.
That sounds
Alright.
exciting.
If we're heading back the same way we're coming from, I would like to fish there if possible.
In the Flaming River?
Yes, Pixie, doesn't that sound fun?
I
There's a
have no
flaming
idea.
river.
I have no idea what kind of fish you could find in a flaming river, but I am going to assume that they are spicy, and I can make gumbo with them.
I don't think fish could survive in that. I'm pretty sure the fish that are already in there are probably cooked.
You would be surprised what you can find in weird places.
Actually, what the flip am I expecting? I am literally a mutated turtle tortoise hybrid thing that
Uh,
also has.
Not to tell you your own race, but I'm pretty sure that your people are a very old and storied race that have been around for hundreds of years.
Also, talking about just strange things, literal kelp tried to strangle me a few days ago.
Ah, I bet it would have been delicious.
I tried eating it, yeah, it didn't work out that well.
I'm sure it's fine. But anyway, I am
Well, see,
absolutely positive whatever we find in that river will be spicy. Oh, maybe we can feed it to Steven and help warm him up. She looks at Steven.
I'm not sure that's the type of warmth that would heat him up. Pretty sure he needs like actual heat and not just a fire burning in his mouth.
How to warm them up? We're gonna warm them up with all the blankets and from the inside.
Tolomiak remembers the dogs and hugs Steven
You know,
protectively.
I'm not quite sure that's the best choice. Just saying.
Steven's like, I don't think I want to eat anything from a fire river. Also, what do you mean fire river? We're in the middle of a tundra? Oh,
Which probably sucks for you right now. So Fire River actually sounds good. I would think. I know this. I don't like this cold. I'm used to oven and warm, hot temperatures.
Okay, so, yeah, sounds great, but how is there a fire river?
I don't know. That's what we're gonna find out.
So, I don't know the whys of it, but there is literally a river of lava that runs through the entirety of the glacier from one end to the other. I have absolutely no fucking clue how that happened, but it did.
Uh, Fiddlesticks. I don't have any fishing line that's gonna survive lava.
always come prepared. And
You do?
she draws out a shining set of tackle that looks like it's made from some form of metal. And she just looks at you and whispers unblinkingly, always be prepared.
Like there's sparkles in Finton's eyes right now.
Well, we should reach the river in Thurdo within about 2 days' time. And then it'll just be another 3 days trek north along it before we'll be near where the ruins are.
And then after that we will continue our quest to find the cure for COVID.
I thought it was frozen death.
It was cooties. We need to decide on a term for this.
Oh, yeah, the technical term is frozen death, but
It's actually frigid woe.
Actually.
whoa there, no need to be frigid with me. Anyway,
Boo.
not everybody can sit on their ass all day and think up puns. Anywho, let's get going. And he stands up and brushes some snow off his legs and feeds the puppers and reharnesses them to the sled, gets them ready to go. And it's important to note also, Alomiak, make a medicine check for me. Cool. So you're not sure, but you feel like Steven is moving a lot stiffer this morning, as though it's hard to bend certain parts of himself.
Can I just carry him?
Although Black recalls the dogs.
Like I'm wait, hold up. Who is the most broken character here?
I don't think that's a thing.
I mean, like, who is the most powerful, like, OP?
I don't think anyone is right now, honestly.
Everybody's level 2.
It's, we're,
Pretty basic right now.
yeah.
But anywho, yeah, so Steven looks like he's moving a lot stiffer than he was yesterday. As though it's very hard to bend certain parts of himself. And you see him wincing every once in a while. So yeah, you guys set out, and can I get somebody to roll me a d20? We had Havu do it yesterday, so how about War, you do it today?
Alright, alright. I'll take shift. Hopefully no killer robots decide to come for me.
They'd freeze to death on this open tundra.
I mean, unless maybe they were empowered by the sheer will of the souls that possess them.
Anyway, roll a d20.
Okay. I could just do /roll.
You could.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Alright, an 18. So, let's see. Gosh darn it, stupid thing. Okay. Alright. Roll a d6 now.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys continue along. I'm going to have you roll fresh perception checks for me.
Alright.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Did Alomiak say anything
It is
about
exactly. I am
about
fucking blind.
did
Steven?
Alomiak say anything about Steven being more rigid moving?
No, he didn't say anything, it looks like. Or at least
Okay.
he didn't type anything.
Okay. Tis okay. It happens.
It does.
It's happening to me a very bad beginning session. But Steven is very rigid movements. Hard to bend joints.
Mhm. I think they're typing.
I know, I was just reminding them if it was split attention, they might have not heard it. I don't know.
He he wouldn't elaborate, but he'd give a word, and rub Steven's arms as if for warmth. It's okay. Hang in there. We get you better. No become Steven sickle, okay? I'll be. I'm good. I am okay. And he gives you two very stiff thumbs up and smiles unconvincingly.
You
Mm,
ain't fooling nobody with that crocodile smile.
What? He says in confusion.
I think that's the right idea, but wrong intent. Um, but yeah. How much further till where we need to be, do you think, Orlo?
I just told you it'll be another 2 days until we hit the river, and then we're going to be traveling northward alongside of it for a time. About 3 more days then, so 5 total probably.
You hear that, Alomiak? We, I don't know if he's looking that bad. We might have to hurry.
Oh, also Lumiak, I'm gonna need a perception check from you as well. Yes, no joke. All right. So as you guys set off down the road, would you like to go slow, normal, or fast paced today?
I feel like we should still go normal so then
We
we
think
can not have to worry about the advantage stuff.
One, one vote for normal. Everybody else's vote? Nomiak
uh,
wants
I'm,
fast, fast. Okay.
I was thinking hurried up just with how Steven's looking.
All right. Fenton chooses fast pace. That's 2 for fast. Havu?
Or Fassy's fine.
All right. And Orvo kind of wrinkles his nose a bit, but nods when he sees the state Steven is in. Is like, all right, we'll kick it up a notch. But if someone falls behind, it's not my fault. Let's go. And you guys start off down the road. That means those perception checks are with disadvantage, but most of them it doesn't even matter for, considering what was rolled. Um, so as you start off down the road, the Most of the rest of the morning and afternoon passes without incident. It's as things are starting to get dark again that Fenton, you notice with your 19, even with disadvantaged throw, that in the distance, down the road, well, not the road, down the open tundra, you can see something moving and writhing wildly, kicking up great gouts of snow in the ground.
Is it bipedal, quadrupedal?
You're not quite sure at this distance. You'd have to get a bit closer to be able to see what the heck's going on.
Is it still like clear weather conditions?
Yep, currently clear weather conditions.
Uh, Arlo, since you're kind of leading us, there's something happening up there, but can't really tell what it is just yet. We're still too far, but something's happening up there and causing up a stir.
He kind of squints ahead and kind of narrows his eyes. I can't quite tell what it is at this distance, but we're gonna pass by it probably within about 50 or so feet, unless you want me to go around and avoid it altogether. It'll take a bit more time, but we can make it happen if you want.
Let's see if we can get an idea of what it is.
Alright, suit yourself. He kind of puts a hand on his axe as you all continue forward. As you draw closer, you are able to make it out a little bit more. In the snow, sprawling underneath what looks like a large net that has been hammered into the ground with pittons on all four corners and in between, is what looks like has the body of a lion and the head of a bird, perhaps an eagle or a hawk. And it's about the size of a small pony. And you can see red dotting the snow around it. There is a small griffin, which is currently caught underneath of a net hammered into the ground. And he appears to be completely trapped underneath this net. And as you draw closer, you can hear his squalls and squeals of fear and pain.
Do I know anything about griffins? Because above game, I'm so excited, but in game, I have no idea what they actually do or how they typically are.
Nature check.
Nature check. Oh, not bad.
Oh, so they're gonna almost drop us off of a cliff, but then stop for a brief moment before eventually doing it anyway?
That is not what I said at all. Anyway.
I know, do you get the joke though?
Nope, not at all.
Cause of the Griffin roller coaster at Busch Gardens?
Oh, yeah!
Oh,
That was a good one. I liked that roller coaster.
Yeah.
I don't think me or Savs have ever gone. I don't know about Kathy.
Kathy, have you gone to Busch Gardens?
Not that I remember.
I know I invited you on this trip, but
Work.
it was during the week, yeah.
Anywho.
But yeah, so there's with a 15, you know that they are fairly intelligent creatures. Sometimes people train them to be mounts, actually, and they tend to be pretty loyal in that respect. But they are also highly prized among poachers for their feathers, their eggs, and their pelts, which are said to have magical properties. And it looks like, just from the way things are, that this one has perhaps fallen victim to a poacher's trap.
Guys, there's a griffin up ahead, but it's trapped and injured. If we help it, it might become our friend.
Or alternatively, we could see how it tastes.
I
Two of your greatest things are warring now. Your desire to find out how a griffin tastes and your desire to be its friend.
It could prove useful. They are very exotic creatures.
I don't hate the idea, Pixie, but like, it's a griffin. Like they're known to be so loyal and prideful, and they can be like the best companions ever. And they're intelligent too.
Oh, all right, all right, all right. We'll try it your way first. And if it doesn't work, Griffin burgers.
I am so very torn because I like that sentence hurts me so much. But there's a part of Vinton that's like, yes.
So Havu, while those two are talking about it, you start slithering up to the griffin.
Yes.
All right, let me put a griffin on the board so you know where you're going.
Finton, does Finton realize this? Because he's excited to like go help the griffin.
Are you sneaking, Havu?
She was I was actually going to, before you said it was a griffin and we could actually see it, was going to be like blessing of the trickster on myself, but then I realized I can't do it. So yes, I am sneaking.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll stealth to see if you can get past Fenton. No.
No, not
No.
really.
Yeah, I have a passive 13.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, you notice Havu starting to move towards the griffin. Hold on, I need to actually find a griffin picture.
Okay, as you do that, hold up, wait for me. I also want to help it. I want to know I want it to know I'm friend. Wait, you said you were good with animals. Can you speak to it?
Is it a snake?
I look at you like, is that a serious question? Like,
And she looks at you like, is that a serious question?
like, you're kidding, right?
You're kidding, right?
I walk a little bit faster because now I'm questioning if I should let you to release this creature.
I'm the one with the
Oh
healing
god, Lomiak just fucking Malfoyed the shit.
Oh no. I don't even see what's been typed yet because I'm still trying to find a fucking griffin image, but I'm already afraid.
I'll say it out loud. I can't do the voice though.
The griffin was
Olomiak is
by
going
far
to.
Billy's favorite coaster when we went to Busch Gardens.
Olomiak is going to pull out another ration and wave it at the griffin. Hey! Rolled a 2. Oh no.
Oh lord. I'm
No.
afraid. Alright, I found one. Thank you, Google. Good crow placement. Alright. Hey! Okay. So,
Hey! Oh
Vincent,
gosh.
Vincent and Havu, you approach the struggling griffin, who does not appear to notice your presence just yet. At least not until Olomiak yells, "Hey!" And then its head shoots up as much as it can while pinned under these nets, and looks at the lot of you with one golden eye, pupil dilated, as it breathes heavily, and then it proceeds to thrash all of the harder.
Fenton will raise his hands like, we're friends, we didn't do this to you, we want to set you free.
Go ahead and roll an animal handling check, because as intelligent as it is, it's still a beast.
Animal handling. Oh, it's not terrible. I spoke too soon.
Now, how close are you approaching as you do this?
I'll say probably here or here-ish, so like 10 to 15 feet away. Like I'm not running up to it, but it sees us and I'm approaching slowly. Like, it's okay, it's okay. We're gonna help.
And you see it lash out 5 feet in front of you, scoring the snow with large, sharp claws that it retracts back in. And you kind of wonder how it hasn't busted through the net yet, but you see that it's winking with metal woven into the ropes. So whoever hunted this thing was definitely prepared for griffins.
Havu comes up, casting guidance on herself, and says, "It's okay, dear. We are here to help." And while she's saying that, she does a healing word on the griffin. And I guess animal handling as well.
Yeah, with advantage because you're healing the griffin. God damn it.
Oh my!
I know.
Roll the d4 to see if you at least hit a 10. Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
wow.
9. Jesus Christ. Oh boy.
But the hell, it healed.
It continues to squall loudly, kind of in an increased panic. It doesn't seem to notice that you've healed it because it's thrashing in such a frenzied manner. Alomiak, or sorry, War, not Alomiak, War. Did you want to try your hand at trying to calm the griffin?
Borger.
What?
Borger.
Oh no.
He wants a burger.
Oh no.
Do griffins understand language? That's a good question.
Let's see. No, no, they do not.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Mr. Griffin man, do you think you'd like my axe in your face?
Are you trying to intimidate it or trying to calm it down?
Maybe a combination of the two?
Right, just
It's not how you make friends. This is why everyone is so tense around you.
alright, I guess roll an intimidation check because you're definitely threatening it if you're waving your axe at it.
I mean, this thing's probably about to kill us.
It is underneath a net and trapped.
Oh. Well, then maybe an axe probably isn't the best choice of action. Maybe I shouldn't intimidate her, because then that could lead to the net breaking. How about instead? You know what? Maybe I'll try to solve this more peacefully. How about I try animal handling?
Okay, so what are you gonna do to try to calm it down? Tell me what you want to do and then roll.
I'm gonna try saying something reassuring. Like, you know what? Maybe I won't throw an axe directly in your face.
Sure, roll animal handling. I swear to
At
God.
20.
Nope, it goes
Yeah.
about as well as you think it would.
Oh, what the hell? Roll 20. What the actual hell?
So the griffin is screeching in absolute terror, and Havu, you're the closest one to it. Go ahead and roll me another perception check. Okay. You see that the screeching has attracted some attention from behind an outcropping of rocks. There steps 3 figures donned in cold weather clothes, carrying axes and heavy crossbows, 2 of which are currently pointed in your direction, whereas the other stands axe in hand. And the axe wielder kind of pulls down the snow mask that he is wearing. And he says, "Well now, you wouldn't be trying to steal our prize, would you? Also, Lomiak, make another animal handling check with advantage. Jesus fucking Christ!
Roll 20 is some BS right now.
Apparently, your parrot
20
speaks
is
in a
low to
dialect that is
pass.
unfamiliar to the griffin. It's a different kind of bird language, and you're racist for thinking it was the same.
5 literal rolls in a row screwed us up. That is beyond freaking statistics. No, technically 6 rolls because one of them had advantage.
You know who hasn't tried yet? Steven.
And also, let's roll 20 times till we finally get anything over a 10.
Oh boy. So anyway, the three figures proceed to level weapons at you, and the one with the axe says, "Well, now you wouldn't be thinking of stealing our kill there, would ya?"
You are the one who left it here. Do you know what animals are around here that could have gotten this?
We're just waiting for him to tire himself out before we finally take his life.
Fenton swings his crossbow over like hell you will. These things are majestic creatures and you guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
Know what? Maybe I should have my axe in your face.
Oh yeah, you have been rather irritable lately. You can cut loose on these losers.
Oh my god, look at.
The fuck did you just say?
While all of this is going on, Steven quietly shuffles over with all of his blankets, sitting down cross-legged in front of the griffin as it squawks and thrashes, and he starts gently putting one by one pieces of dried fish in front of him, and just looks soulfully into the griffin's eyes and is like, "It's okay. I know you're hurt. I'm hurting too. It's alright. We're here to help." Eventually, he calms down a little bit and stops thrashing as much. At least until those people round the corner, and then he tenses up again, and you hear a low rumbling growl exit his throat as he whips his head around towards the three hunters.
So instead of just killing it, you trapped it, wait for it to get tired, and then kill it. It's already trapped.
Where are they on the map?
That seems very a waste of time.
They're actually right about here.
Waste of time or not, looks like their asses are about to get thrashed.
Can Fenton start making his way in then some poor attempt to get in between the poachers and the griffin?
As you start making your way in that direction, you get about halfway before a crossbow bolt thunks into the ground, right in front of your feet. And the one who shot it says, "Oi! Step back, shorty. This is ours." And the one with the axe says, "Of course we waited for it to tire itself out. Those fuckers are vicious. If you get within arm's length of them, you half die. It's thrown off most of the crossbow bolts we shot at it."
Can
Can
I
go over and
take
try
a
throwing my
shot
axe
at
in their
the
face?
axe holding one?
Alright, go ahead and roll to attack.
Who, me?
No, Finton. He asked if he could shoot a crossbow bolt at him.
I guess they're technically prepared for combat, right?
Yep, they do have their weapons at the ready.
Okay. Boom.
Alright. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. Oh, damn. Almost max damage.
So you unleash this crossbow bolt, which thunks into the gentleman's upper shoulder, sinking past the warm clothes and presumably armor that he probably had on underneath it, and sending him stumbling back a pace or two. That arm clearly dangling now, useless, and the axe hefted in only one. And he grits his teeth and grins a rabid grin and says,
Unlike your useless lackey, I know how to shoot these things. Now back the fuck off. We're saving this creature, and you're gonna bugger off now.
Saving this creature? You're planning on killing it.
go ahead and roll intimidation, Fenton.
Is that maybe with advantage with the damage and making fun of his lackey's piss poor attack?
Well, his lackey didn't attack you. His lackey shot the ground on purpose as a warning shot.
Well, I'm calling it a piss poor attack.
I
Okay.
thought you were trying to, when they were trying to shoot the griffin and they couldn't manage that. That's what I thought you were referencing.
Either or.
Okay.
Either or.
Go ahead and roll intimidation for me.
Okay. Didn't need it anyways.
Why don't we all just roll initiative and get into combat with these guys?
So, as you yell at him, the man's grin spreads from ear to ear, and you notice that his golden eyes are getting a little bit wider, and his face a little bit shaggier than it was before. And he says, "No, you done fucked up." And that is when the werebear shifts fully, letting out a rabid roar that echoes across the
Fuck.
tundra. And
Oh shit.
that's where we're gonna end for the night.
So I'm guessing, like, next session, that's when we get into combat?
Yes. So yeah. Thank you, anybody out there who was watching. We appreciate it. Sorry if I had a little bit of a rocky start. After a week of pain, it's hard to get back into things sometimes. But yeah, thank you for watching tonight. We appreciate it. You can catch us maybe tomorrow for Cursed Dyland. I'm not sure when Kathy's work ends tomorrow, Kathy?
6?
6? I'll check with the other Kathy and see if they're available, and then maybe.
Cool beans.
So possibly Cursed Skylands tomorrow. And for sure, unless other things happen, there will be dragons, also maybe dungeons this Friday. And Sunday, we're gonna go to space with DM Vaughn for Starfinder against the Aeon Throne.
Oh yeah, and also,
If you guys play any way as we do, I might as well just call it morons in space.
oh yeah, and also self promo. Check out my channel. It's the same name that you see down below, right next to my little icon.
Excellent. Your channel on
So
what, dear?
check that out.
On what
But
platform?
it's only got one video. More content is planned once I'm actually able to maybe like do some little skits and whatnot
Your channel on what, dear? You didn't tell them.
on
YouTube, Twitch, YouTube.
YouTube. Okie dokie. So that's SJ Gamer 1200 on YouTube. Alright. So thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. And we will possibly see you tomorrow. From all of us here at the Frozen Sick One Shot, good night. Try not to anger the werebears. Bye.